Kreative Kiwi has done it again. I added some gorgeous variegated thread, but look at this coaster. Isn't it stunning? Keep watching and we'll stitch it together. Oh, I just love doing Kreative Kiwi designs. So as usual, get everything you need together, print out your instructions. You need some batting, and I have really thick batting. It looks nice, but it's hard to cut. Your applique scissors, I'm going to be using my duckbill ones that I just sharpened. I'm going to use a layer cake, 2 pieces of fabric for the front and the back, and water-soluble stabilizer. So once you have everything going, make sure you hoop the water-soluble stabilizer properly. If you don't have WSS, you can use tearaway in a pinch, but the water-soluble stabilizer gives a nicer finish. And I like using the fabric kind as opposed to the plastic kind. It just holds up better for all the stitches we're going to put into it. So the first step is we are going to stitch out the outline. Now you can change your threads, and I'll tell you guys, you can change them and make an ombre effect. I am just going to keep using my variegated thread. I don't change it out or anything because it gives it a different effect and I like it. So once you get the first part stitched out, you want to put the backing fabric facing down, so the back side, and I just tucked it under the hoop, and then I have the batting and then the top side fabric, and the first thing to stitch after that is going to stitch everything down. Once it stitches everything down, I pull out the hoop and I just double check to make sure nothing got folded over on the back. Now is a great time to do that. So, okay, we're going to keep stitching. Now, the way this works, every time it stops, and I'll tell you, you can change the thread. So you can give it an ombre effect. You can add different, basic bright colors. So the center is one. I think there's like 3 color changes. Again, I just keep my variegated thread because it's gorgeous. This one is really fun to watch stitch out. It's beautiful, red work kind of designs. But if you look on the Kreative Kiwi website, they have a lot of examples where, it's like light pink and it goes ombre to dark pink. You only need, 3 colors of pink and a nice background. I would also suggest the background be a little bit, plain, because you really, really want those stitches to show up and to, stand out. If you have a really busy fabric, it's still going to look good because after all, it's Kreative Kiwi, but it won't quite look as good. So the fabric that I'm using is about as busy as you should get. Now, here's another turn for thread changing. Look at my variegated thread. Isn't it gorgeous? So you could do this. This would be your 1, 2, 3rd thread change. And I think after that, there's one more. But look at the stitches. Like I said, this one's excellent to watch stitch out, and because I'm using variegated thread, I love it even more because it's so beautiful, the different colors, and they're kind of a turquoise and then earthy colors. You can kind of see there's a little bit of red, a little bit of turquoise, a little bit of green in it. It's gorgeous, and the background fabric is just good enough for it. If you used, say, black or white or just a light tan, it might give the variegated thread just a little more kick. But I like it well enough. I'm pretty happy with it. So this is the last thread color change, or if you're like me and you're using just one color, then it's fine, just leave it. But you can see how you can make it ombre or, just a bunch of different colors. You could actually do like, red and then green and then red and then green and red for the outside or something like that. Anything, this is where you can get really creative, anything to make it stand out, but it's a gorgeous design, and the variegated thread is just absolutely perfect for it. So once that's done stitching, we are going to use our duck-billed scissors and carefully cut out the fabric. Now, I struggle a little bit on the batting because remember I said at the beginning I have really thick batting. So normally I would cut out the fabric and the batting at the same time, but the only way I can do it for this batting, Dawn, get me new batting, please, is just to cut it out one at a time. So, you know what? Whatever works, practice your trimming. It's really important to the final result. So take your time, cut properly. So that's just the top layer. Now I'm going to go to the back, and remember we put the fabric so that it was the pretty side down. So the back is just as pretty as the front. Now you could change bobbins to, move it around to make it look good. This would have been really good had I used a black bobbin because it would have stood out a little bit more, but that's okay. I don't mind. So duckbill scissors are working perfectly. I'm getting really, really close to the line. Now here is where I struggle, and it's hard to get into the corners there. You don't want to leave any of the batting into the corners. So I am taking my time. Of course, this is at a faster speed, so you're not all, sitting there all day watching me cut out. And I do a pretty good job. There's a couple places that I kind of fix up. It is worth it at this point to take your time and make it as good as you can make it. If you go over the line a little bit, just be careful not to. Just slow down, and hopefully it'll catch. So that's pretty good. I turn it over, and because we're using water-soluble stabilizer, I see a few pieces that need to be touched up, and I fix it. All right, so back on the machine, let's go here. We're going to do a zigzag stitch to hold the edges down. And if you see something that doesn't catch, you'll probably still be okay if it's just a tiny bit short, because we are going to start doing gorgeous satin stitches. And this is where the variegated thread absolutely shines. It is so beautiful. I loved watching this part stitch out because the colors show up even more. I just love this one, and it was so much fun to stitch out, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. Look, you can see the turquoise kind of showing up. So once this part is done, there isn't that it's the end. You don't have to do any more. You just very carefully cut it out, leave a bit of space, and then you can use a little bit of water to get rid of the water-soluble stabilizer around the edges. Isn't this beautiful? Look at that. Oh, I can see it with so many fabrics and so many different colors. I think it would look amazing. I am going to be stitching this out and, experimenting with different colors. I could even see this one in Christmas colors. It's so good. Or Christmas variegated thread. I have an old stash of it. Look at that. You can see the colors a little bit better now. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, variegated thread. This is a perfect use for variegated thread. A lot of people wonder, where do you use it? This would be perfect. Even the edges are perfect for it. I love how it looks. It really makes it stand out. And because the thread is variegated, when you do satin stitches, you can really see the colors, but in the red work in the middle of it, you can't really tell, but it all matches. So yeah, super lovely. Go bright or go home is what I say. What a gorgeous design. Thank you so much, Kreative Kiwi, for another fantastic design. This one comes with a larger, it's Mandala 2, and I will be stitching that one out, and we'll do a stitch along on that one as well. It's one of the larger ones where you have to piece it together in the machine, and we can go over that. It looks amazing. I'm going to pick some really groovy colors and fabric for that. Maybe I'll use another variegated thread. Let me know in the comments if you think I should try it with variegated thread. So happy with this. You guys get stitching. The link is in the description of this video, and trust me, you will have a ton of fun creating and stitching out this awesome Kreative Kiwi design. I hope you guys like this stitch along. I hope you guys will get stitching and stitch out beautiful colors, variegated thread, sort of plain fabric, and make these gorgeous coasters for outside. It's summertime, and it would be perfect outside. Isn't that amazing? Oh, I love it. It looks even better in person. So this is our reveal shots. Look how gorgeous the thread color is. You can see the different colors in it. I love it. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys get stitching and have some fun. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next, and subscribe and like this video. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!